through positive coaching. Please help me to welcome Jessica Juliano.
If you give a Jess a cookie, you are going to get a lesson on the proper way to eat a cookie. Thank you, Cookie Monster. Thank you. Hey, Cookie. As you know, I'm a big fan of cookies, and I'm a big fan of your work, but there's been something on my mind I wanted to share with you. I think you're going about this cookie eating business with a little too much of a frenzy. Can I share my observations with you? I notice when you eat, you're just shoving all the cookies in your mouth. Crumbs are flying everywhere. And I question if you're even enjoying yourself. Toastmasters and guests, before this meeting, I sat down with Cookie Monster, and he explained to me that he's been feeling a little sluggish lately. When his alarm goes off in the morning, he's hitting the snooze button 10 times. By the time he gets himself out of bed, he's got to rush to get to work at the Sesame Street studio. He doesn't have time to bake his wholesome cranberry oatmeal breakfast cookies. Then when he gets to the studio, he's got meetings, rehearsal. He's just grabbing whatever is convenient out of the employee lounge. You know, those garbage Chips Ahoy and Oreos processed cookies. He thinks all this processed food is what's contributing to his sluggishness. Toastmasters guests, maybe at one time or another you've been in a similar pickle, wishing that you could just find the willpower to make better food choices for yourself so you can feel better. Well, I'll share with you the same perspective I shared with my friend Cookie. If you're stressing about what you're eating, perhaps consider first how you're eating. I'd like to share with you 3 simple steps on how to do that. Step number 1, make the time to eat. How many of us are guilty of skipping meals? We say that we're busy, lots of hands going up, lots of busy people. We all have the same amount of time in our day. Make the time. Because if you don't, think about how much time you're losing later in your day when you're not working as efficiently because your body doesn't have the fuel or the energy that it needs. Instead of hitting snooze on your alarm every morning, know that your sleep's already disrupted, so you might as well just get up and bake those cranberry oatmeal wholesome breakfast cookies for yourself. Step number 2. Slow down. When we're skipping meals, we tend to get to a point where we're ravenously hungry, and then we end up cramming everything in our mouths so fast, and that's a really good way to end up overeating and making yourself feel sick. Slow down. Consider taking a moment to feel grateful for the food that's sitting before you. Take a breath between your bites, which is really awesome because it gives your organs extra oxygen to help them digest your food better and absorb the nutrients from those cranberry oatmeal cookies. Step number 3, be mindful. How many of us are multitasking when we're eating? We're focusing on an email that we're writing, or we're thinking about a conversation. We're not even aware that we're eating. If you've ever had the experience where you've filled your belly, but you still want to reach for a little something extra, it's because there's a part of our brain that is looking for that experience of eating to feel satisfied. And when we're multitasking, we don't get that. Allow me to demonstrate. I'm making the time right now to eat my cookie. It's not cranberry oatmeal, but that's okay. Thank you, Cookie Monster, for giving me this cookie. My favorite way to slow down and be mindful is to close my eyes when I'm eating and really tune into the flavors and the textures. Observe. What a cookie. It could be a little fresher, but it's still good. Don't worry, I've got some for you guys. That's a little technique I call savoring. Make the time. Slow down. Be mindful. Cookie Monster has been applying these 3 simple steps all week long, and he's seen some really awesome results. He's had a lot better energy this week throughout his whole day. He's experienced fewer crumbs, less waste, thereby reducing his cookie footprint. And he's been feeling more accomplished because he's starting his day doing something really healthy for himself. And that fuels him and that inspires him to continue with that focus throughout his day. In fact, I heard he's up for a promotion over at Sesame Street. Toastmasters, the holiday season is here. It's right now, and it's a busy time of year. We're all busy, and there's also food everywhere. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whether you're enjoying a plate full of turkey and mashed potatoes or cranberry oatmeal breakfast cookies, I encourage you to make the time, slow down, and be mindful. If you're stressing about what you're eating, why not shift the focus to how you're eating? Then, when somebody hands you a cookie, you can share the love and give them a lesson on the proper way to eat it. Bon appetit.